Good morning students. In today's class we'll discuss the various methods to check the instability of a slope. So we discussed in the last two classes the stability of a infinite slope. So all these methods which we are going to start from today. Okay, so it might be the Swedish circle method or friction circle method or Bishop's method or Coulomb's method. All these methods mostly discusses about the finite slopes, right? So we'll discuss the first method, very simple method, the circular arc method in today's class, right? So we'll circular arc method. So in this method we will be determining the factor of safety to check the stability of a slope, of a finite slope, right? So this method is giving factor of safety for finite slopes. Finite slope stability can be checked, right? So what is there in the figure? So let us understand the figure first. So if you see the figure, okay, so this is the slope, okay, so this portion is the slope, right? And we are assuming the failure surface to be circular, okay. The AB portion is assumed as failure surface. So in the reality it may not be the circular, but we assume it to be the circular, right? Failure surface or the slip surface is assumed to be circular. Assumed to be circular. Right? So AB is the slip surface. Slip surface AB or circular arc we can say, right? Circular arc, right? And which is having radius R, right? So if you see in the figure, radius small r, center O, right? Slope is h, height of slope, right? What is W? W is acting vertically, weight of slope, right? Weight W is acting vertically. Right? At center we can say. Right? So see students, W is a negative force, right? So it always causes the failure in the slope, right? So it is a causing force. W is a causing force of failure, right? What is Cu, right? So the main difference from other methods to the circular arc method is this one, okay? So here we made phi u, undrained condition, right? Angle of shear resistance in undrained condition to be 0, and we made the normal cohesive force C to be Cu, okay. Normally it should be C in all the methods, but in circular arc method we made this to be Cu, undrained condition. So we are explaining the stability of a slope in the undrained condition, right? So what is Cu? Cu is a cohesive force. Cohesive force Cu. See, Cu force is a resisting force. So it is obstructing the failure of a slope, right? So it is like acting opposite in the So factor of safety, we know it is the ratio of resisting moment to the driving moment. We said, right? So resistive forces to the driving forces, or we said shear strength to the shear stress, right? So resistance force to the causing forces. In the same way here also we define factor of safety, right? So resisting moment, MR, right? So what is MR? MR is equal to, we said Cu to be the cohesive force is resistive force into La into R. So what is Cu? This is the cohesive force in undrained condition. La is the length of the arc is the radius of arc, MR is the moment of resistance. Next one, driving moment. So this is the movement which is generated due to the driving forces or the forces which are causing the failure. So driving moment is represented with the letter MD, and the MD is equal to what? So we said weight, because of the weight the slow may get failure, right? So weight is the causing force causing the failure. So it is W into D. So what is D? Here it is lever arm or a perpendicular distance, right? So let us define factor of safety now. Factor of safety is equal to resistance force, resistance moment to the driving moment, right? So factor of safety will be equal to Cu into La into R by W into T, right? So this is the factor of safety for the circular arc method. Thank you, students. Yes. Students, now we will discuss the second method, the Swedish circle method. So this method is used to define factor of safety for infinite slopes. Sorry, for finite slopes. Right? So as the analysis is developed in the country Sweden, it is named as Swedish circle method. Analysis is developed in the country Sweden, right? So it is named as Swedish circle method. So why it is mentioned circle, right? So normally in the reality the failure surface may not be circle, it may be some irregular path, right? It may be some curvilinear path, right? But in this method we are assuming the slip surface to be circular. AB is the slip surface, right? So assume slip surface is circular. Right? So slip surface is AB. Slip surface is AB. See, this is the slope. So whatever the portion that center O. At the top of the figure you can see O to be center. So what is that we are doing in this analysis, right? So we are dividing the failure wedge into 6 slices, right? So failure wedge is divided into 6 slices. So that is why it is named as method of slices also, right? So the slices size need not to be same. Slices size need not to be same. So it is no matter, okay, what is the size of this slice. So if you compare the size of one slice is less than the fourth slice, right? So the slice size is not the matter, okay? Right. Need not to be same. So we'll see what are the forces acting on the failure surface, right? So W, force, weight of slope, weight W is how it is acting? It is acting vertically. Is acting vertically through center of gravity. So we are discussing about forces now, right? What is the second force? Cohesive force. C is represented in the figure. Cohesive force C is passing along curve, along slip surface or curve we can say. Right? And how it is acting? It is acting opposite to the failure. Right? So we say cohesive force is a resistive force. So it is obstructing the failure of the slope. So it is acting opposite to the failure surface. Right? So we are assuming the failure is happening in this direction. Right? So failure direction is this one. Cohesive force is acting in the opposite. Right? Cohesive force is passing along slip surface or along the curve, but opposite in direction. Right? So what is the third force that is acting? Right? So if you see in the diagram, there is reaction force called R. Reaction force R, which is making angle of phi, right, with normal, which is making angle phi with normal component. reaction forces, right? So these reaction forces are considered as equal and opposite. So these are neglected. So we assume the slice to be in equilibrium position. So what are the reaction forces that are there? Internal reactions. These are considered to be equal and opposite. So these are neglected. Right? So two sides reaction forces or stresses, we can say reaction stresses are considered to be equal and opposite. Equal and opposite. Right? So we are making the slice to be in equilibrium position. Slice is in equilibrium. So what is happening? If the slice is in equilibrium, it is not causing any damage to the slope. Slice is not causing any damage because of its internal reactions. Okay? It's not affecting slice. It's not affecting stability of a wedge. Right? So see students, whatever the slip surface that we are assuming, it is trial one, right? So we can assume many slip surfaces like this and we can do the analysis, right? So we can do the analysis for the slip surface like this also, for the slip surface like this also, okay? So every method is trial and error method. So wherever we find, for whatever the slip surface we find, factor of safety is less, okay? So that surface is considered as a dangerous surface, right? So we discussed about the forces till now. We'll implement these forces into the factor of safety formula. And one more thing, the weight is resolved into components N and T, right? So students, we define the three forces, right? One is weight, one is coercive force, and another one is reaction force. So we'll write momentum equations for these three forces about center work, right? So we said we divided we resolve the weight into two components, that is normal N and tangential T. So let us write the equation for moments of W, C and R. So students, among these three forces, right, W is the causing force or driving force or actuating force, right, and C and R are the resisting forces, right. So we write the equation for the driving force or driving moment or the actuating moment first. Actuating moment equation for MR now, right? So cohesive force is the resistive force, positive force always. C into delta L into R. What is each term in this? C is the cohesive force, delta L is the length of the arc or the length of the each slice, a single slice, and R is the radius, right? Plus there is one more resistive force, that is reaction force, R into R sin phi. So it is the lever arm or the perpendicular distance. Here I mentioned R sin phi. Right? So we will define the factor of safety now. So students, if you see the diagram, right? So the weight is resolved into components N and P. So we can write cos theta to be equal to N by R, right? Or cos phi equal to N by R. So what is R from this? R equal to N by cos phi. So multiply this equation, multiply the equation with sin phi on both sides. So what is that you will get? Right? So R sin phi is equal to N tan phi. Right? So consider this equation to be 1, this equation to be 2, right? And this to be 3, right? So now R sin phi, replace this with the N tan phi in equation 2, right? So replace or substitute 3 in 2, right? So now the MR will be equal to what? C into delta L into R plus R sin phi is replaced with what? N tan phi. And we will write R to be as usual, right? So in this term, you can take R to be out in this equation. So you will be left with C into delta L plus N tan phi. Right? So what is factor of safety? Resisting by causing, right? So MR by MA. So factor of safety is equal to R into C delta L plus N tan phi by T into R, right? T into R, causing or the actuating moment, right? So we can cancel this, right? So factor of safety is equal to C into, so we can see for a single slice the equation is like this. Right? For a single slice, factor of safety is tangential force tan phi by n is the normal force, sorry, and T is the tangential force. Right? This is the factor of safety for a single splice. So whatever the factor of safety that we have seen till now, that is the factor of safety for a single slice, right? So let us calculate the factor of safety for the entire wedge or the entire slip surface, entire trial slip surface, right? So factor of safety for a single slice was like this, right? C into delta L plus R into n tan phi. Right? So if you want to do the analysis for entire wedge, so we can apply summation for each term, right? So summation of C into delta L plus summation of n tan phi, right, by summation of T, right? So it can be rewritten like this. Factor of safety is equal to C, we can take out delta L summation of C into delta L can be written as LA, entire length of the slip surface, entire length of the trial wedge, right? Plus tan phi we can take out and summation of n by summation of T. So students, one thing here you need to be noted, C and phi are constants. So you can remove summation for that. C and phi are constants. Right? So you can remove this summation symbol for C and tan phi value. So factor of safety is equal to this one for entire wedge. So this is the basic formula to check the stability of a finite slope, right? So this is important formula, important method. Okay, method of slices are Swedish circle method. Thank you, students.